I still have great things to say about Jordan Cameron. I don't know that this wide receiving core is where it needs to be, nor do I think that Josh Gordon coming back next week. You're also talking about Brandon Weeden, who is struggling in this offense right now. So how do you get from this place of it's working, from it's not working to it is working? And that's where the Browns are in this position right now, because their quarterback isn't playing championship football right now. With 5 minutes to go in the game, thank you very much. Spastic Dave brought me another glass of water. Thank you very much, Spastic Dave. You find yourself in an offense that's not on all cylinders. You don't have all the right things working at this point. So you better figure out something fast, because you're 0-2 and you're staring 0-4 right down the barrel of the gun.
Well, still the problem is too, Andy, and Brandon Weeden told us before the season started that there were some things that he was working on. His footwork and patting the football. I watched him yesterday. He's still patting the damn football. I mean, these are things that he was supposed to have corrected in the preseason going into this. It hasn't happened. And I'm still seeing the same mistakes from Brandon Weeden, locking in on wide receivers, patting the football. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, now I'm going to throw it. These are things that were supposed to be correct. They're not. And the Browns' offense, to me, looks as awful as it did last year. And it's tough to be positive when you're 0-2 and you played a football game that was 14-6. It really wasn't 14-6. It was more like 24-6 yesterday. Okay, let's just say it was 14-6. It was the final, and you'll feel good about it. But they got beat, and they got beat down bad yesterday in the second half. They did absolutely nothing. And with Josh Gordon coming back, now he's going to have to reconnect with probably Jason Campbell, because Jason Campbell most likely, unless Brandon Weeden's a quick healer in the next couple of days.
Did Jason Campbell impress you at the end of the game
No.
and say he needs to come back out and get started? No, granted, he's coming in cold, and they pressured him one way, and they made him go, and they made him feel very uncomfortable in the position that they did. Now, if you see that, and the Ravens knew that based on the Browns' backup quarterback, I mean, to understand that right away without even have to worrying about it. I'm sure they didn't worry about it in practice last week. Or are we worried about Jason Campbell? If we are, well, we'll just keep pushing him off to the right, and we're going to make him uncomfortable, and you're going to see exactly what we saw at the end of the game yesterday. Sometimes you get that reliever to come in at the end of the game. The defense is a little bit, well, we didn't work on this guy this week. They knew exactly what was coming last week.
Well,
exactly.
And he got put into a tough situation. What were they on, like the 7 or 8 yard line when he came in? So his first snap is out of the shotgun. He's backed up in the end zone. I mean, that's against the Ravens defense, which got better as the game went on. Remember, Ravens were torched by Peyton Manning for 7 touchdowns the week before. They're at home, Super Bowl rings, everything. The banners are unfolding. I mean, they were ready to hunt yesterday. And in the first half, the Browns are in the football game. Don't think they didn't get chewed out by Coach Harbaugh about the way they were playing. But they had Jason Campbell backed up, the backup quarterback backed up in his own end zone. They're bringing the house. And Campbell had to know that. Norv Turner had to know that. Everybody in the free world had to know that they were bringing the house yesterday. So he was put into a tough situation. Does that excuse what happened? No, but also you're the backup quarterback. You're one snap away from playing football. You've got to be ready at any time. And there's no question that he was not ready to play football yesterday, and neither were the Browns for that matter.
All right, I want to see something. I want to make sure this is still working. Okay, there he is. That is Eric the Mute Referee. Eric the Mute Referee, you still can't talk. You got nothing. You look disgusted. You look like you're having.
He's throwing a flag at himself.
Throwing a flag on yourself? No. It's like whoa,
there goes the flag. That was.
Thank you for throwing the flag. Now, there are folks on Twitter, and there's been some pretty good viral videos that have been going on over the last couple weeks. I mean, we've all seen Factory of Sadness. I don't know if you've had a chance to see the angry Browns fan. And let me ask you that, Eric the Mute. I know we can't hear you. Angry Browns fan. Do we have that, just out of curiosity? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I want to just, during the game, Angry Browns fan, I don't know if you've had a chance to see him yet. I mean, this guy's outstanding. And what he does is he goes online and he reads your tweets while the game is going on. So here's Angry Browns fan, and we lifted this morning so you can watch it. Angry Browns fan.
I'm the Angry Browns fan, and I bring your post to life. This week, the Cleveland Browns lose to the Baltimore Ravens, and the fans, well, they got angry online. I thought we were supposed to be better this year. Don't draft the guy 6th overall if you aren't going to play him every down. The Ravens have more sacks than Snoop Dogg. I don't think Brandon Weeden could even throw a pizza party at Chuck E. Cheese. You get a flag, and you get a flag, and you get a flag. Could the defensive line also play offense? We're cursed. What happened to the Norv Turner offense? looks a lot like the Pat Shurmur offense. And like a fart in the wind, the lead was gone. This really is a true love-hate relationship. We don't give up until the fourth quarter. The next time someone tells me there's not enough scoring in soccer, I'll direct them to the Browns-Ravens game. Dear offense, no, it's not against the rules to get more than one first down on a drive. Right, a thumb injury, probably from sitting with it jammed firmly up his... That's it for this week. The next time you're angry at the Browns, use the hashtag #AngryBrownsFan, and I may take your post and put it in a video. Until next time, stay angry, Cleveland.
Oh, the angry Browns fan. He's a little bit livid. Okay, it sounds like we can go to Josh. That was pretty good.
That was real good with the
I
thumb.
got to tell you, angry Browns fan.
Ouch.
Josh, can you hear us? Josh Cribbs, our third amigo on the show. Josh, you can't hear us? You're shaking your head. Josh Cribbs.
Can you hear us, Josh?
This is Houston speaking. Josh is now out there. Josh, can you hear us? Still can't hear us?
Still can't hear us.
All right, can you give us hand signals on what you thought of the game? We're just going to ask you questions. You give us thumbs up, thumbs down. Josh, how about the Browns defense yesterday? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Still can't hear us. All right, I guess if you can't hear us, you can't. Give us thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm trying to make some kind of magic happen here, and it's not working. It's your fault. You know whose fault it is? It's this guy's fault right there. It's the referee. Yeah, you're having such a bad day. We're not even going to get you a microphone next week. You're toast. That's why he's the mutes.
I still like the thumb.
You know what? We can still take phone calls from you. 216-431-3820. Although I think I got a thumbs down on that. But 216-431-3820 if you want to talk about the Browns game from yesterday. We have our cast of characters. Do you know how great this show was going to be? Let me show you that. See that? See all those lists of people? Let me tell you all the people that were supposed to be on the show today. You want to hear?
Yeah.
Connor Kiesel was supposed to be on the show.
I heard he's pretty good.
Josh Cribbs is still checking in. Bone Lady there. Kenny Rhoda, who's another one of our amigos on the show. Garrett Downing. Doesn't sound like a fantastic show. From Ravens.com. Our Browns backers from Louisiana. Matt Lodi was going to tell us about the Steelers. They play tonight.
Yeah,
Bengals. What do you think is going to happen in that game tonight?
Bengals are going to destroy them. There's no offense. I mean, you thought offense was bad yesterday as a Browns fan. You're going to love watching the Monday night game. I just think Andy Dalton is going to go Air Andy on him tonight.
All right, one of our favorite callers, Spastic Dave, is on the line. Hi, Spastic Dave. How are you?
Air Andy on tonight.
I can hear you, Spastic Dave. What do you got for us?
How are you?
Angry Dave, you there?
Angry Spastic Dave, are you there? Oh, boy.
He might be watching the feed. I can hear us in the background.
I hear him. He's watching.
Turn your computer down. How long have you been waiting to say that?
That's the first time
Turn
we
your
will do.
computer down.
Angry. I mean, this is the Browns fans are so upset this morning that they are angry. They're so angry they can't even speak. The dogs can speak.
Their dogs are hoarse. How about that? We got there's certain people on Twitter. One guy, Dog Boy, says, this year has been the biggest letdown. My 7-year-old watches the game and explains to my 3-year-old about don't get excited because they'll lose. How about that? The 7-year-old explaining to the 3-year-old, don't get all excited about this game. The Browns
Well, it goes back to that lost generation, though. Let me tell you all the great tweets I'm getting. My wife told me that I threw away my kids' homework, and so now I'm in big trouble. That's the kind of stuff I'm getting this morning. So sorry about that. I hope you're watching online, or maybe I don't hope you're watching online. It's actually my fault. You know, you say the dog ate your homework. My dad threw away my homework. Just looking through back on Twitter, Janet says we're back on, excited. Cleveland Kate, she wants to know about the play calling.
Yeah.
How do you call a 2-yard play on 3rd and 6? I've been complaining about that for 5 years. How do you call that? Because you're asking for yards after the catch, and the Browns aren't giving it to you. This offense does not look good. And I mean, that is the nicest thing I think I can say about the offense.
Well, in Cleveland, Kate's right. And this has been something we've been dealing with for years. They even said it during the broadcast yesterday. And I saw some tweets yesterday saying, hey, I thought Scott Turner was supposed to be working with the wide receivers on running routes. How many times did you see a 4-yard route on a 3rd and 6 or a 3-yard route on a 3rd and 4? I mean, these are things that should be no-brainers. And you can't say, oh, it's because of a young receiving core. You're in the NFL, Andy. Run a 7-yard route for a 5-yard gain. That's what you got to do. Run an 8-yard route for a 6-yard gain to get first. I mean, these are things that, we're seeing this. We're not playing.
Is it Brandon Weeden, though, or is it the receivers? Is it the offensive line? Does he not have enough time? I mean, we can sit here and question this thing to death, but sometimes it's the play calling. And, and is he releasing? The other thing that when you watch the Browns, I think is the most frustrating thing in the world. I watched it yesterday again. Go back and watch that fourth quarter from yesterday's game. Seriously, when they have more than 4 on the line and they put more and they put that package up there, you never, ever, ever see an audible. This team never audibles. Brandon Weeden, you're looking for him to go to the line. All of a sudden he goes to the line. I see what I got. They got 8 guys in the box, and they don't turn it around. They're going with the play that they went to the line with, and I don't know if that causes Brandon Weeden to have more issues. Maybe he's walking to the line knowing that the play is a failure and can't pull it off.
Well, that's been a big problem for him even last year. It's not an adjustable offense. But let's face it, what are you going to adjust to, Andy? I mean, it's not like you've got multiple weapons where you can go, okay, well, I'm not throwing to Wes Welker, or I'll throw to Eric Decker. Oh, then I got Demaryius Thomas. I'm talking about the Broncos, by the way. Just as an example, same with Tom Brady. I mean, how does Tom Brady in the Patriots, to use an example because the offense is so darn good, how do they lose guys and still have the same, wherewithal to score 30, 35 points? It's because of the system. And the Browns are still trying to establish their system. They had to take a step back because they rebooted the system, much like we did here this morning. They're going to reboot the system, and this is going to be a slow reset. It is. I'm sorry. It's going to be painful. The angry Browns fan is going to have a lot of material for the next 16 weeks.
But Browns
and that's
fans
the bottom
don't deserve
line.
this anymore. They're done. Look, as a Browns fan, enough. Uncle, if you didn't think your quarterback was the man going into this season, I don't care how much money you would owe him. If you don't think Trent Richardson is your guy, enough. Who is responsible for what's going on right now? We talked about this when Jimmy Haslam took over the team. Accountability. Accountability. Who is accountable for what's going on with the Browns at this moment? And there's no one accountable. Last week I heard who's in charge of the 53-man roster. Who's going to take care of this team when there's problems? When we decide we're going to go to the draft and take somebody, Joe Banner says we do this as a team. We're doing it as a team. So who else is on the team? We don't know. Is it Horton?
So who is accountable?
Farmer?
Who do you hold accountable?
Is it Chud? I hold everybody. Lombardi, Horton,
Banner,
Farmer, Banner, all of them. They're all accountable. And if they went into the season thinking that Brandon Weeden isn't their quarterback, they should have cut him. They should have cut him loose and brought somebody else. You going to tell me you didn't have a shot at Alex Smith? Look what he's doing in Kansas City right now.
2-0. 2-0.
Kansas City can flip this thing around like that. Why can't the Browns?
What's wrong with bringing in Michael Turner as another running back? I know people say, well, Michael Turner.
He's toast, man. He can't play anymore.
Why not? How do you know that? Brandon Jacobs couldn't play anymore, and he scored a touchdown yesterday for the Giants. He worked out for a day and a half. He got like 20 carries yesterday for the Giants, and he was out. The people thought he was done. I'm just saying.
Michael Turner's like 40 pounds overweight right now.
Well, you know what? Right now we're in a panic mode, Andy. What are we going to do? We have a guy as a fullback who's not a fullback. We have the guy who we drafted as a 3rd pick overall as a running back who doesn't seem to be the running back we thought was deserving of the 3rd pick. You got another 1st-round pick as your quarterback who's struggling. Tell me why I'm not supposed to panic and maybe, like you said, hold somebody accountable because the guys ahead of me are smarter than me, those guys in the front office. Well, they don't look too smart at 0-2 right now without a touchdown to their name, and now we're 2 weeks into the season, and you just struggled through an ugly loss in your first division game, and now you're going on the road for the 2nd straight week, and you're staring at 0-4. I'm sorry. There are people that should be accountable. Those people in the front office who kept smirking and going, well, you know what? It'll happen. Don't worry about it. Well, you should be worried about it.